What's up, guys? It's Kyle, Casual Wizard MTG. As you can see, I brought my great Wizard Ball of Fortune today. It's the one ball to rule them all, one ball to find them, one ball to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. That's that ball. So I just wanted to show you this. It pulsates whenever it's in the presence of a real wizard. So in case you're ever wondering if I am in fact a real wizard, this is my proof. And if you think it's a Himalayan salt lamp, you'd be wrong. So I brought this card along today. I wanted to talk about an old school card. Gorilla Berserkers is the topic of this video. So back in the day is one of my favorite phrases, I guess, for my video. So I like to bring up some of the older cards because it's at my local game shop. It's you know, the crowd is primarily a lot younger. I'm not sure how much they really know about some of the older cards. You know, I don't know how Standard worked back in the day, or if there was like such a thing. I don't know. I wasn't around to know. But it kind of rotates pretty quickly, so I feel like cards can get lost within a few years. And between that and like you know, it's all the, I guess, all these net decks and such, and unless it's like a famous older card, it doesn't really get any recognition. So maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe people do know about this card and I'm just out of touch. That happens all the time, so that could be true. But Gorilla Berserkers, so should be up on the screen. So it's a trample, Rampage 2, cannot be blocked by fewer than 3 creatures. 2/3. Costs 5 to get out, 2 greens, 3 others. It's a little bit expensive, but you know, when the abilities get going, and it's a pretty kick-ass card. So this card came out in alliances, and I think this card is only in alliances. And Rampage itself, the ability Rampage, came out back first in Legends, and I think the last time it was printed was in Time Spiral. And only 13 cards actually have the ability Rampage printed on it, and I guess it's 16 total if you count there's 3 from the Unhinged set. I don't know too much about those silly sets right now. I haven't really looked into them too much. But anyway, so it didn't stick around too much. I guess people didn't love Rampage, or it wasn't too popular, because in order to set, so what Rampage is, I should say, is it, in this case, Gorilla Berserkers, Rampage 2, they would get a +2/+2 for every creature that blocks them beyond the first. So if it's Rampage 3, that means a creature would get +3/+3 per creature, blocking it beyond the first. But the problem was with Rampage, a lot of the cards only had Rampage. Not like Gorilla Berserkers, where that has Trample and basically an old school Menace ability. They only had Rampage. So imagine this card was a 2/3 Rampage 2. It's like, why the hell would that be cool? Like, who would block these Gorilla Berserkers with 2 creatures? It doesn't really make sense. So it wasn't really common practice to really block with more than 1 creature back in the day. And you know, without something like Trample, it wasn't really that cool of an ability. It's kind of boring. But why I like Gorilla Berserkers is the fact that it has this combination of abilities, which makes it pretty cool. The fact that it basically has what is modern day Menace, but actually it cannot be blocked by fewer than 3 creatures. So you're talking like when this creature attacks, when these Berserkers attack as a 2/3, if your opponent doesn't have 3 creatures to block, then it's an automatic 2 damage. If they do have 3 creatures and they choose to block, then at minimum, you know, this is a 6/7 card with Trample, and that's pretty cool to me anyway. And you know, I don't ever really talk strategy because I can't keep up with everybody's like a genius in this game. I can't keep up with everybody, but as with some of the older sets, there was, I think there was only one other card. I can't remember the name of it. I didn't. Oh, it's Varchild's War Riders. That was the only other card that had Rampage that kind of almost had like a menace ability. It kind of like urged people. I think I don't have the card in my hand, but I think what it did was it had a cumulative upkeep on this card. So every upkeep, your opponent would get a 1/1 creature. So you know, it kind of like pushed your opponent to get creatures out to all team up and block that card to set off the Rampage ability. So it's kind of cool in a way, I guess. But anyway, Guerrilla Berserkers was only in alliances, and there's actually 2 different variations in the set. Same card, same abilities, everything's the same, except the artwork's different. Some of the old sets did that. They had multiple variations of the same card in the same set. I was looking through Fallen Empires, and there's like, I don't know, 10 cards or so, 5 to 10 cards that are the same card. They just have 4 different artworks, and it's, I don't know why they did that. They had a tough time like coming up, being creative with other creatures or whatever it was. But anyway, so that about does it for this. I should comment on the artwork itself. John Matson is the artist. I think gorillas are pretty awesome creatures in nature. 2/3 I think is pretty great. There's 2 on here. I think 2/3 is a pretty good match for a couple of gorillas in terms of power and defense, power and toughness. That all matches up, and thanks for watching Casual Wizard MTG. Stay casual, stay magical. Kyle is out.